Hi everyone. Okay, so it's been a month since I purchased this Ember temperature controlled mug, and I just wanted to give an update on my experience in terms of its daily use, some care tips, and some more information on battery life. So firstly, how does it look? Well, let's have a look. So you can see, well, you can't see anything really. I can just about see some scratches on the bottom. I think I've got those as I've used the sponge on the side and the green parts pushing down on the bottom. So it's just scratched the bottom side of the mug a little. Not a big deal, but yeah, it just shows that it is a little sensitive. So there are some light scratches. So on the theme of scratches, I don't actually use a metal spoon. Why? Because I think that's going to scratch the mug, and that's not going to do very much good. So I either use a plastic one. I haven't found a small enough wooden one. I've got a big tablespoon here, which is wooden. I'm still looking for a long-handled teaspoon, which I believe you can find on the internet. But at the moment I'm using this, which is a little stick. It's a wooden dowel, but it's from one of the food and catering stores, so the hardware stores, and it's actually for rolling out small sort of Chinese pancakes. So I just use this to stir, and that just avoids any scratching on the inside of the mug. As you drink your tea, if you've forgotten about it, you're distracted or something, and time passes, you'll see that there's a little scum on the surface, a little sort of darker brown scum. So here you can see the forming of that dark scum that I mentioned. So here's some time lapse over a couple of hours, and you can see the surface, it starts to become darker, and then you see this sort of plaque of material that just floats on the surface. So that's just appears. It's something to do with the milk, I believe, but it's totally harmless. So I've tried using the back of a wooden spoon, as you see, just to sort of stick that scum to the back of the spoon and then wipe that off. It doesn't work so well, but it's okay. You can use a spoon just to skim off the top surface. That's also fine. And you lose a bit of tea. That's not a big deal. A little bit more fiddly as little bits break up, and you chase it around the surface of the cup. But again, it works. You can just give it a stir and continue to drink. It's harmless, but it doesn't look great. So what I've come up with is just using this. It's just a kitchen towel that I've cut to be slightly smaller than the opening of the mug. And you just place it on top, and it soaks up, and then you just take it off. And that scummy surface comes off with it. So what happens when you leave the Ember cup on its coaster? What happens to the battery level and the temperature? So I've boiled some water, poured it into the Ember cup, and just going to monitor the power level and have a quick look at the temperature over 30-minute intervals. So here at the start, it's 100%, and the temperature in the cup is around 96 degrees. So after about 30 minutes, it's reached actually the 62.5 degrees, but the power still at 100%. Hour and a half now, temperature is still 62.5 degrees, and the power is still at 100%. 2 hour time point, so power is still at 100%, and the temperature is still at 62.5, so holding very steadily, very well. 2.5 hours now, power still at 100%, temperature 62.5, and this picture here, you can still see the smoke coming, or the steam coming off the cup. 3 hours now, and interesting. So the power is still at 100%, however the temperature has dropped to 39 degrees. So that means the Ember cup's auto switch off has kicked in, so it does what it says. and I believe it says that it's supposed to automatically switch off when there's no activity for 2 hours, or roughly that. Okay, so that shows it works, and it maintains the power level if you keep it on the coaster. Okay, so what if we take it off the coaster and place it somewhere else and drink it from a different location where you're not close to your coaster? So at the start, you can see we're at 96.5 degrees and 100% power. After 20 minutes, the temperature is down to the 62.5, and we're at 90% level for power. So after 40 minutes, temperature is the same, 62.5 as we expect, and the battery level now is at 81%. Right, so we're at 1 hour and 10 minutes now. Temperature is perfectly fine, 62.5 degrees. Power's dropped down to 33%. 1 hour 40 now. Temperature still at 62.5, but the power's down to 6%, so critically low now. So after 2 hours and 10 minutes, the temperature is down at 49.5. I didn't quite notice that one. And the battery level is at 5%. So it looks as though it's not able now to maintain the temperature. So yeah, I believe the Ember mug is supposed to keep temperature for 90 minutes, 80 or 90 minutes. And it's exceeded that expectation. So it does exactly as expected. Right, so just to summarize, it's been a month now. I use the mug every single day, 2 or even 3 times a day. And I predominantly keep it on the coaster, so I keep the power levels high. But as I mentioned, I still prefer using wood to prevent scratches inside the cup. I have this little thing to remove any scummy surface if you don't like that. And in terms of power and the battery use, it just goes to show if you leave it on the coaster, it keeps the battery levels high, and you can continue to enjoy the correct temperature. And if you take it off the coaster, then you've got, as they mentioned, the approximately 1.5 hours of use to keep the temperature correct. But remember, if you need to charge it between use, you have to wait the 2 hours. So it takes approximately 2 hours to charge. So yeah, in theory, it's 2 hours before you can take your next drink if you want to use the Ember mug's temperature facility. So I hope you found that useful. I have a couple more videos coming in terms of some different drinks. One's an absolute game changer for one class of teas, so something to look forward to. But in the meantime, like and subscribe. Bye for now.